If you're a doctor like a dentist, physician, medical resident, or another highly trained medical professional, you've probably spent years working towards your career. 4 years of undergrad, another four at med school, maybe even a few more years of residency or fellowship. You've sacrificed time, sleep, and financial stability to get where you are today. But after all that hard work, many doctors run into an issue where they start trying to buy a home. They discover that qualifying for a mortgage isn't always as straightforward as they expected. Despite having a high income or incredible earning potential, many doctors still struggle with a few obstacles. Coming up with a major down payment, balancing student loan debt, and other costs when starting your career. Between student loans from medical school and undergrad, the average recently graduated medical school graduate owes about $246,000. The good news is that there are now mortgage programs specifically designed for medical professionals that recognize these unique circumstances. Today, I'm going to talk about one of these programs, explain how it works, who qualifies, and why it can be an incredible opportunity for doctors who are ready to become homeowners. But first, let me introduce myself. Hi, I'm Matthew Ayala. I'm a U.S. Navy veteran and mortgage lender. I help veterans, first responders, doctors, and healthcare professionals with their home financing. Having served in the military, helping those who fought for the American dream is what motivates me to get out of bed every day. Let's start with the biggest benefit that immediately grabs people's attention. This program allows eligible medical professionals to purchase a primary residence with no down payment required. To put that into perspective, on $1 million home, a traditional 20% down payment would require $200,000 in cash. Even a 5% down payment would require $50,000. For many doctors, especially those who recently graduated, that's a significant amount of money that simply isn't available yet. Maybe you've been focused on paying tuition and you probably couldn't save much on a residence salary. Or maybe you've started your first attending position or opened your own dental practice. Whatever the case, having the ability to purchase a home without waiting years to accumulate a massive down payment can dramatically change your timeline toward homeownership. Another huge advantage is that this loan does not have mortgage insurance. Mortgage insurance is an extra monthly expense that many conventional borrowers pay when putting less than 20% down. Depending on the loan amount, mortgage insurance can easily cost several $100s every single month. That's money that doesn't build equity, and you can't write it off on your taxes either. At the end of the day, it's just another additional expense. Eliminating mortgage insurance can significantly reduce your monthly housing costs and improve long-term affordability. One of the biggest concerns doctors have when getting a mortgage are their student loans. It's no secret that medical school often leaves graduates with hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. Many of those same doctors assume those student loans automatically prevent them from qualifying for a mortgage, but that's not true. In most cases, we just use a very small balance of your student loans to count against your debt to income ratio. But this program allows student loan payments to potentially be excluded under certain circumstances. One of the biggest concerns doctors have when getting a mortgage are their student loans. It's no secret that medical school often leaves graduates with hundreds of thousands of dollars in student debt. Many of those same doctors assume those student loans automatically prevent them from qualifying for a mortgage, but that's not true. In most cases, we just use a very small balance of your student loans to count against your debt to income ratio. But this program allows student loan payments to potentially be excluded under certain circumstances. Now, every borrower situation is unique, so you want to discuss your individual scenario with a qualified loan officer such as myself. But the fact that this program can offer flexibility regarding student loans is one of the reasons it's become so popular among medical professionals. One thing I stress about qualification is that most doctors qualify for this. This includes medical doctors, doctors of osteopathy, doctors of dental surgery, doctors of dental medicine, doctors of pharmacy, doctors of veterinary medicine. Yes, veterinarians qualify for it. Doctors of podiatric medicine, is that what it's called? Qualifying certified registered nurse CRNAs with eligible doctoral degrees, along with medical residents, fellows, and interns who hold one of the following qualifying degrees. For the most part, you also don't have to put a down payment. You have 100% financing of typically about to 1.5 million and 5% down or 95% financing up to 2 million. At loan amounts that high, you almost always have to put up at least 20% down, but not with this loan program. And this feature creates opportunities for doctors purchasing homes in higher cost markets where home prices can easily exceed seven figures. For many healthcare professionals living in areas with expensive real estate like San Diego, Los Angeles, and San Francisco, this can make homeownership much more achievable. Gift funds are also allowed. That's another feature that can be especially helpful for younger doctors or dentists whose parents or family members want to help with closing costs or other eligible expenses. So if you've got a rich dad or uncle, that can help. Wish I had one of those. But worth noting is despite the fact that you have no down payment required for the most part, you still have closing costs, which can vary anywhere from 2.5 to 3% of the purchase price, depending on the area you're trying to buy in. These closing costs can be paid by the seller, by you, or a combination of both. This is negotiated by your realtor, so picking a good one is key. In most markets, I can also help you connect with an agent who has a great track record. You don't want to pick a bad realtor or loan officer on a 6 or 7 figure purchase, especially when it's the most important transaction of your life. Another common misconception many doctors have is that they need perfect credit to qualify. While stronger credit provides more financing options, this program is available for qualified buyers with credit scores as low as 680. That opens the door for many professionals who have carried a high balance, maybe maxed out a card or two, bought the Camaro they know they shouldn't have, whatever it was while they were in school or completing residency. This program falls outside of the standard guidelines that govern how your traditional mortgages, such as the conventional FHA and VA loans, work. This is actually a good thing. The lenders that facilitate these programs and send them over to me finally decide to exercise some common sense and understand something unique about medical professionals. They make good money. I bet you didn't go to med school because you love studying for 12 hours a day. You often don't earn the big bucks until you've completed years of advanced education. You accumulated significant student loan balances. Your savings may be limited early in your career, but once you enter your profession, your earning potential increases dramatically. These programs were created to recognize that unique financial profile instead of evaluating doctors exactly the same as every other borrower. While lenders still evaluate income, employment, credit history, and other underwriting requirements, these programs are designed to account for circumstances that are common among medical professionals. If you're currently a resident or fellow, you may be wondering whether you should wait until you've completed training before buying a home. And for some buyers, waiting does make sense. For others, purchasing sooner could provide financial benefits, particularly if you're planning to remain in the same area for several years. Every situation is different, you know. Factors like your expected career path, housing market, future income, and personal goals all play important roles in determining whether now is the right time to buy. The key is understanding your options before making that decision. Now let's talk about assumptions. You know what they say about assumptions, they make an ass out of you and me. One mistake many doctors make is assuming they aren't ready to buy simply because they haven't accumulated a large savings account yet. Another common mistake is believing that student loans automatically disqualify them. Others think that they need years of employment after graduating before qualifying for financing. In many cases, those assumptions aren't accurate. That's why having a conversation with someone familiar with physician and dentist loan programs can save you months or even years of unnecessary waiting. A conversation doesn't obligate you to buy a home. I'm not going to put a gun or a stethoscope or anything else to your head and force you to buy a home, but it gives you information. I'm giving you the textbook here. You'll learn more programs you're eligible for, how much you may qualify for, what documentation you'll need, and what steps you can take to strengthen your financial position if you're not quite ready today. Whether you're purchasing your very first home, relocating for a new position, finishing residency, opening your own practice, or simply exploring your options, understanding these specialized financing programs can help you make more informed decisions. Buying a home is one of the largest financial decisions most people ever make. The right mortgage program can save you money, reduce your upfront costs, and make homeownership possible much sooner than you expected. So if you're a dentist, physician, pharmacist, veterinarian, podiatrist, CRNA with an eligible doctoral degree, or another qualifying medical professional, it may be worth exploring whether this program fits your situation. If buying a home and living the American dream that you fought so hard for is something you truly want to pursue, go ahead and ask me questions about your specific circumstances and find out what opportunities may be available to you. You can schedule a consultation with me, and the link will be in the description of this video. Oh, and one last thing. I want you to remember that you fought for the American dream. Now is your time to start living it too. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you found this information helpful, be sure to subscribe for more videos covering mortgage strategies, physician loan programs, real estate education, and financial tips designed specifically for healthcare professionals. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.